Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference on the program of the Swedish chairmanship 2021. My name is Ina Parvanova and I'm the OSCE spokesperson and head of communications. Joining us today are the OSCE chairperson in office and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sweden, Ann Linde, and the OSCE Secretary General, Helge Schmidt. They will each make a short statement and then we'll open the floor for questions. Feel free to send the questions to me, the meeting host, in the Zoom chat box. Please indicate your name and media outlet, as well as your question. I'd like to remind you that the focus of today's press conference are the priorities of the Swedish chair. We are planning to do another media briefing soon with the Secretary General, and you will have a chance to address her specifically at that time. With this, I'd like to give the floor to our Swedish chair. Minister Linde, the screen is yours.
Very much, Ina. I'm sorry, there was some technical misunderstanding. We started two, so I've already have my introduction. I take that introduction once again, but I have to leave 2:30 to start the next meeting. Dear members of the press, it has been an honor for me to officially launch Sweden's term as chair in office of the OSCE before the Permanent Council in Vienna today. This event takes place at a time when our region faces many challenges. Conflict and political crisis continue to challenge our common security, democratic principle, and sustainable development. Transnational threats, including terrorism, cybercrime, and environmental degradation, have intensified. With this backdrop, the relevance of our organization is obvious, and our commitments remains intact. In a situation where multilateral cooperation on international law are increasingly being challenged and our agreements and instruments to strengthen security are being questioned, we need to remind ourselves of why we designed them in the first place. Therefore, our year as chair will focus on the building blocks of the OSCE. This is a time to remind ourselves of our common rules and tools that we created to prevent and resolve conflicts and crises, and to build security for both people and states. As chair, Sweden will emphasize the fundamental principle of the OSCE, such as the European Security Order and the OSCE concept of comprehensive security, and we will contribute to resolving conflicts. Through the shared commitments of which the OSCE was founded, the link between security and respect for human rights, democracy, and the rule of law is crystal clear. During the coming year, I will do my part so that the OSCE can make a real difference on the ground and defend the principles on which our organization is founded. We aim to contribute on resolving conflicts in the region, the threats to international peace and security, and the suffering that conflicts cause are simply unacceptable. We must therefore keep conflict resolution in our region on top of the agenda. The ongoing crisis in Belarus, as well as finding a long-term agreement on the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict and the conflict in Georgia, will naturally be on our agenda already at the beginning of this year. At the same time, the crisis around Ukraine remains unresolved and requires our continued focused attention of our organization. The OSCE has a unique instrument to support the participating states in living up to our commitments, and I'm very pleased that the autonomous institutions now have a new executive leadership. I look forward to working together to uphold the respect for our common principles and commitments in the OSCE area. Comprehensive security can only be achieved if all members of our society are included. As CIO, I will focus on strengthening gender equality in all aspects of the organization. In line with this, we will seek to strengthen women's economic empowerment. Our joint commitment to the participation of civil society in the OSCE is strong and unique. Safeguarding this will be a priority for me as chairperson in office. The voice of civil society are beneficial to the participating states and to the organization, as they help us to implement our joint commitments. as the role of a free media is key priority for our term in chair. I look forward to working with you as representative of the media in a proactive and transparent way throughout my time as chairperson in office. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. SG, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And just let me say that the Swedish chairpersonship 21 will forever be connected to my first year as Secretary General. And for me, this is very special because I'm a wholehearted believer in multilateralism, in cooperative security. So of course, I'm very pleased that such a strong advocate of international cooperation is leading the OSCE this year. And I look forward to working very closely with Minister Linde, the chairpersonship task force in Stockholm, the chair of the Permanent Council, Ulrika, and her team here in Vienna. Sweden's chairpersonship has begun at a particularly difficult time. COVID-19 is still affecting all of us. It has its impact on our health, but it also affects our common security, and it actually worsens some of the existing challenges, and this is creating new ones. It's the OSCE that's the key platform for addressing these challenges. And I have to say it's impressive how much the OSCE does to prevent conflicts and strengthen security on such a small budget. So one of my priorities will be also to make the OSCE's work better known. The OSCE takes a comprehensive approach to security. The scope of our work is broad, but it's not known to everyone. For example, the work we do to help support participating states to counter terrorism, violent extremism, to fight corruption, and to prevent trafficking in human beings. We also promote economic connectivity and environmental cooperation to reduce security threats. And of course, we work to safeguard human rights and fundamental freedoms and respect for the rule of law. It's our large and diverse membership from North America, Europe, and Central Asia that makes us the only security forum with the potential to rebuild trust and understanding in our region. We'll have the chance for all our field operations to meet with Minister Linde this afternoon to discuss the issues at stake. Of course, SMM is known to everyone, our important mission that monitors and reports on the situation on the ground in Ukraine, but we have 15 other missions doing great work also in Southeastern Europe, Eastern Europe, and Central Asia. So the Swedish chairperson's priorities are very close to my heart. To conclude, over the coming year, the Swedish chair, the Troika, all 57 participating states can count on the Secretariat's full support. As the OSCE's Chief Administrative Officer, and with the support of a very professional and dedicated team, I will strive to ensure that our organization is well equipped and responsive to the needs of our participating states and partners. As the Swedish chair has said, it's about our commitments, our security, our OSCE. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. We have a question from Albert Ott, the German press agency DPA, for Minister Linde. The floor is yours.
Hello, Minister. A question about democracy and the rule of law. How can the OSCE, how can you promote democracy and the rule of law? And I'm not just asking about countries where the OSCE has field presences, but countries such as the United States, Poland, Hungary.
Well, thank you very much for the question. The way that the OSCE is working is by consensus. And what we shall do is to promote democracy all over the organization, both in our meetings, in our missions, in the way we carry out the work. I have myself now got a lot of ideas on how to promote democracy, because we have a drive for democracy that has been going on now for 2 years, with a lot of very, very concretely promoting democracy around the whole, actually the whole globe, but now it will be in the 57 member countries. So this will be one of the things that will be running through our whole chairpersonship and in all activities. And it's of course not only in the missions, it's also in all participating states. And that is something that we have agreed on in our founding charters.
Thank you very much, Minister. We have not received any other questions, so I would like to encourage journalists to type their questions in the chat box. Otherwise, I know that the Minister has to leave. So if there are no other questions. Yes, no. We have not received any other questions. So I would like to thank our speakers. Minister Linde, Secretary General, thank you so much. Wish you a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.